Hey guys, this is Camfrey15. I am back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with some more Supergirl. For the first and last time, I'm gonna be saying we are back with the Supergirl premiere episode of the season. And Supergirl started off to a very interesting turn. Obviously, as we all know, Supergirl season 6 is going to be the final season of Supergirl. So hopefully, this season is a great one where it's got Melissa Benoist and all the other characters ending this show on a high note. Now, obviously, with everything that took place from last season, I did do season 5 reviews, but I kind of was lazy on that. That's my bad. But this season, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to get these reviews out quicker. Now, one, I was busy this entire day, so I'm like now making the freaking review of this episode. So, yeah, but anyways, this is Supergirl season 6, episode 1. Now, where we last left off last week, we had the whole Leviathan storyline there. And we saw how Bernie got tricked. He essentially was there left to die by Lex. And what happens is Dreamer gets there. And when Dreamer gets there, she tries to save him. She gets affected by the radiation. Eventually, our other allies show up like Lena, Kara, Ms. Martian, and John. So they all show up and they manage to save Brainy, get him out of there. Also, too, at the same time, Jenna is also there and she goes her techno mode type of thing. And essentially, to beat her, they need to use the anti-life equation thing, just plug into this console. And then there you go. And they managed to do that. So you can see the Leviathan storyline, they finished up and they wrapped up pretty quickly. Now, some people are going to say they rushed it, but I feel like if not for the virus, this would have been drawn out much longer. Obviously, you have to change things around, and I guess they wanted to get to the season 7 storyline and stuff like that. So, I mean, season 6 storyline. Anyways, after that happens, we actually covered Lex because Lex is doing Lex things and he's with his mom. And essentially, Lex is like, I'm going to use the Obsidian, tech to essentially like control all the people's minds under it, and people who try to resist it, they're going to die. And I'm even gonna kill Lena too. Now, obviously, Lex's mom is like, you're not killing your sister. I don't care. I'm not supporting that and stuff like that. So that's when Lex is like, all right, fine. I won't kill you and I won't kill Lena. Is that fine and dandy? Again, like I think I said it before and I'll say it again. I love John Cryer as Lex Luthor. Like, this guy is a really great Lex Luthor. Like, he is just a sniveling type of douche type of person we all know Lex to be. So I really do like Lex Luthor's interpretation by John Cryer. So what happens too is we also find out that Lex Luthor has powers explained by obviously, the super team essentially. And essentially what they need to do is they need to get this serum essentially and then shoot him with it to make him essentially be human. We see a pretty cool scene where Dreamer actually dreams of Lex at his full potential and essentially him having the powers of the Anti-Monitor, essentially destroying worlds in the multiverse, which is freaking crazy to see. Two, Martian Manhunter and Miss Martian have to essentially stop the Obsidian, tech, satellites that are going to control people. So they go up there, do an ancient Martian ritual to be able to distract, or to be not distract, but to be able to make sure the tech doesn't infect people and make it to the point where they just essentially are self-servient people to Lex Luthor. So, and then two, in this whole scene, what Lena does, she's going to go get the Myriad. And then what Kara's going to do is essentially, she says she's going to essentially sacrifice her life to stop Lex. And that's what we see when she gets to the Fortress of Solitude. She tries to leave messages behind her about, I guess, the future Kryptonians and stuff like that, that are whatever, for whatever reason, show up, like, I guess, Superman's children. They want to see their aunt, I guess you can say. So yeah. Oh, yeah, something like that. Their cousin, aunt, or whatever. Um, anyways, what happens next is Lex shows up. He manages to try to take out Supergirl, with obviously his own little kryptonite device, and essentially, he's got her on the ropes, and it looks like she's eventually going to kick the bucket because he's just firing kryptonite at her like nonstop. Eventually, we see I'm trying to think of who it was. It was, yeah, Dreamer and obviously Alex, who later is called Sentinel in this episode, essentially stops Lex's and Lena's mother, along with Otis too, the one guy. They manage to get the serum, and they get back to the Fortress of Solitude after doing all of that. And eventually, what happens, in this whole fight, it looks like it's going to work at first, but it doesn't work at first. You still got to set the whole thing together. We see that Kara's given her, I guess, her kryptonite protective suit from Lena, but that all eventually breaks because they all try to attack Lex at one point, and it doesn't work because Lex got superpowers and everything, and things like that. And actually, funny enough, there was a funny scene after he thought he killed Supergirl. He's literally messing around in the Fortress of Solitude with all the weapons just dancing around, playing of essentially the song playing "We Are the Champions," which I was legit dying. I was like, this man is so self-centered. But what happens next in that scene, too, is when he eventually gets, right as he's about to get shot by Alex, he grabs the device and he fires the device as he gets shot, and it sends Kara to the Phantom Zone. The Phantom Zone. So she's there. That's what we see at the end of the episode of her. Eventually, they stop Lex. They arrest Lex. I found it funny how after Lex got arrested, somebody is like, "I can't believe Lex Luthor was a bad guy." I'm like, really? You can't believe he's a bad guy? Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. 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 Okay. They do dive into some things with what's her face? I forgot her name. The one girl that has the powers that was working for Leviathan. I'm trying to remember her freaking name. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't take notes. I'm doing this from the top of my head, so I didn't take notes. Yeah, but that she kind of had an off storyline there. Also, the next thing is they're trying to find Kara. It's going to be hard for them to try to find Kara in somewhere in the Phantom Zone, and stuff like that. But they're not going to give up hope to find her. Alex gets the name Sentinel from John, because John brings up the fact that there was an ancient Martian warrior with that name, so he gives her the name and she likes it. And then that's when we see Lena actually meet up with Lex and her mom in jail, and essentially she uses the Myriad one last time. And what she ends up telling John and Alex is that she used the Myriad to erase Lex's and her mom's memory of Supergirl's true identity, which will keep the others safe. And two, it's better to not for them to know than for them to keep knowing, because they would be pain in the asses and stuff like that. So she did that as one last request. She also tells Alex too, from the standpoint, I think you should probably tell Kelly that Kara is Supergirl. And even John agrees, because eventually it's going to get to the point where people are going to start asking, "Hey, where's your sister? Where's your sister, Alex?" Obviously, that's in the case for Kelly. She's going to have to know that Kara's Supergirl. So obviously, that's going to be a thing this season where Alex is probably going to eventually tell Kelly that Kara is her Supergirl, that is Supergirl, so stuff like that. We do get a quick scene of William. I didn't see much of the scene, but somebody said, well, oh, Kara's going away to do a report on Cat Grant because Cat Grant called her away and stuff like that. So obviously, you have the one lady in charge at Catco saying, well, no harm, no foul. If she has to do what she has to do, she has to do what she has to do. Now William, on the other hand, he's, I guess you can say, pretty shocked and concerned, and I guess you can say let down that Kara didn't even give him a call because, yes, they're shipping William and Kara, which I don't mind the relationship, to be honest, but it's like, do they have to be together? I still hate them for not having her and Mon-El be together for the rest of their lives. But who knows? Maybe things might change. But yeah. And then the end of the episode, you have just Kara waking up in the Phantom Zone where these people are just surrounding around her. And yeah, but looks like next week's going to be a good episode. I thought it was a pretty solid episode, despite it being a little rushed. Definitely you can say this episode's rushed, but who would not say these episodes are rushed with the fact that they literally stopped mid-pandemic and things like that? But I definitely can't wait to talk more about the Supergirl final season 6. So if you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts on this episode of Supergirl, as well as hit the subscribe button to get more Supergirl and other CW show content. And I guess one more thing, I'm going to leave that for the last episode of Supergirl. But other than that, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys are having a great rest of your day or night, or when you're checking out this video. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.